Good morning, still it is. We're here for our next departmental budget hearing, and I'm Mayor David Briley. I'm joined by Talia Lomax O'Neill, the city's finance director, and Emily Piscini to my right, who is the chief of staff here in the mayor's office. Before we jump into next year's budget, I just wanted to circle back to last year at this time, and we were confronting a budget that was a bit more difficult, and we had not all the revenue we wanted last year and had to tighten our belts and live within our means because the city worked hard, and all the employees of Metro really did a good job in the last year. We were able to save some money. We've got additional revenue this year, which is going to allow us to do a cost of living adjustment for Metro employees. So they'll all get a raise in the coming year, which is a good thing, an acknowledgement of their hard work and importance to the city. So our next budget discussion is with the state trial courts. Judge Binkley, I see you're here leading the charge. If you'll introduce yourself and the folks who came with you, your colleagues, I would appreciate it. We'll probably have a few questions for you after you're done. And now y'all have added 3 new trial court judges in the last year. You should have sent them for a little bit of hazing.
That's right.
I would have cooperated with you on that if you had done that.
Would have helped with the hazing. That's good.
One of them is my former law partner.
Yes, indeed.
I probably owe her a little bit of hazing.
Well, I'm a little bit afraid to try to haze Chancellor Martin. She can haze back pretty well.
Yeah, that is true.
They're not fully trained yet.
All right. With that, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. Joe Binkley, Jr. I'm presiding judge of the Davis County Trial Courts for the 20th Judicial District. Thank you for everything you do for our city. Thank you, Director of Department of Finance, Talia Lomax O'Neill. Thank you, Mayor's Chief of Staff, Emily Piscini, for all you do. Also, we appreciate it. To my left is Tim Townsend, who is our state trial court administrator, and to my right is Joe Werner, who's the deputy trial court administrator and finance officer. Also, we have with us today, Amy, you want to stand, please? This is Amy Bryant. She's the new director of the Office of Conservatorship Management. She began this job in December of 2018. We're delighted to have her. She's hitting the ground running and has got all kinds of great ideas to help the Office of Conservatorship Management gain new heights of assistance for the people of our county. Thank you, Amy. Thank you very much. And David Edwards, we thank David for helping us. He's the Department of Finance Budget Division. He's our budget analyst for the state trial courts, and we appreciate the work he has done to help us understand our budget needs and the need to prepare to return as much of our budget to the city as general fund as we can. So we, like I think we've talked before, Mayor, we understand the status quo budget, and we are absolutely requesting no modifications with the slight exception of the we support our General Sessions Court colleagues on the security issues that have been facing them more so than us, but our employees have the same issues that the employees at the General Sessions Court have, and we've got jurors in the AA Birch building, 180 every other week, and now with our attempt, and I think we're making a good attempt and been successful in the attempt of returning at least $232,000 back to the general fund. We have cut back on jury weeks. Now we only have one jury week for civil trials, and the criminal court juries continue to be more frequent than ours, but they have also cut back on their jury trial weeks, so we can save money. That's the best place we can save money, other than cutting salaries, which we, of course, do not want to do. And thank you for the recommendation to the council that you'll make for all Metro employees having a cost of living raise. That's very much appreciated. All of our people are very excited about that. And thank you. It's been a very busy year, as always. That's the way we like it. We like being busy. We have 3 outstanding judges, chancellors who have retired from the state trial courts, criminal court Judge Seth Norman, Chancellors Bill Young and Claudia Bonneman, all retired, and we will miss them greatly. They're great colleagues, great public servants, great people to work with. But we have 3 exceptionally qualified people to from their places, criminal court Judge Jennifer Smith, Chancellor Ann Martin, and Chancellor Patricia Head Moskal, all of whom are our new state trial court colleagues. They have extremely impressive credentials, and we are absolutely thrilled to have them on board to help us serve the people of the 20th Judicial District. We, the 18 state trial court judges, we continue to be very busy, and we try to be as effective and efficient as possible in resolving trials, resolving disputes, trials. The 20th Judicial District remains probably the busiest judicial district in the state. Of course, we have a large population. We don't have as large a population as Memphis, Shelby County, but we actually dispose of more cases each year, and by far more this past year than our colleagues in Shelby County. There are 23 or 24 judges and chancellors in the 30th Judicial District, Memphis, Shelby County, and we have 18 in Metro Davidson County, and we dispose of more cases than they do in Memphis. Last year we disposed of 20,000 cases. 62% of those were civil, 38% were criminal. And it remains our top priority to keep cases moving through the system as efficiently and quickly as we can, and giving the lawyers and the litigants ample opportunity to present their cases. The Davis County Drug Court, which, as you know, is a model for drug courts not only in our state but in our entire nation. Judge Seth Norman, who is the founder of the Davis County Drug Court, retired in August 31st, but he is staying on as a senior judge for the remainder of the fiscal year to preside over the Davis County Drug Court. On July 1, Judge Jennifer Smith will take over as presiding judge of the Drug Court, and she is excited to do that. She, in addition to taking on this new position of Judge of Division 4 of Criminal Court, she will be the presiding judge of the Drug Court, and she will be needing to run for election. So she'll be busy. Chancellor Pat Moskal will also be running for election, so she'll be busy. Our biggest challenges remain security, which is always a top priority and need for us, our staff, and all the litigants, their lawyers, and their witnesses, jurors. We want to provide a safe and secure environment for all of our folks who work in the historic courthouse, as well as those who visit the historic courthouse. We worked with the sheriff this fiscal year to upgrade our security cameras in the building, and it's been very, very helpful, and we're very glad to have those cameras. They'll secure our premises much better than we were before, and they were needed, and I'm glad we have them. Our largest challenge is court interpreters for those who do not speak English as their primary language or do not speak English, period. And so they're litigants, they're witnesses, and so over the past 2 years we've needed interpreters for 29, which is amazing, 29 different languages or dialects. And we continue to press forward and serve the citizens of our community, and happy to answer any questions.
I just have a comment. You don't have any budget requests. I just want to acknowledge Tim and Joe, and they are just excellent partners, and they do a really good job on managing your finances.
Yes.
Let me just say that.
Thank you, Dr. Sandy. We are very fortunate to have veterans like Tim Townsend and Joe Warner to assist us with that task, because we we like to think we're good at what we do, but they are very good at what they do, and we appreciate having them.
Yeah, makes my job really easy.
Great. Great. As ours, because we're judges, we're not finance people, but, you know, we appreciate them.
Well, I'm coming down with a cold.
Sorry.
So I'm gonna end our meeting here without much more ado, unless you have any questions. So I appreciate it very much. I know the caseload shifts over time from one type of case to another. I think your predecessor at one point did a lot of criminal work in your circuit, and I know you've had two judges pick up a little bit of that kind of work in the last year, and as we move forward, we'll need to, I'm sure, circle back and talk about whether or not that puts a burden on the resources you have to accomplish the things that are on your list of things to be done. So in the next year or so, we'll have a good conversation about that. I appreciate your coming this year without a specific request related to those items, but I know it's something we'll need to confront as we move forward.
Well, thank you. Well, Judge Amanda McClendon, Second Circuit Court Judge, Judge Kelvin Jones, Eighth Circuit Court Judge, and Joe Binkley Jr., Fifth Circuit Court Judge, all have been trying criminal cases to assist our criminal court judge colleagues. Primarily, we're trying misdemeanors that really need attention, DUIs and domestic assaults. We've been trying many of those and helping, and glad to do it. I personally enjoy the variety. So, and I know Judge Jones and Judge McClendon also do. So we're happy to help. And
as you know, the faster we can move those cases through the system,
yes,
the fairer to the litigants and the more money we can save at the Sheriff's Department. So we appreciate your work on that.
yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
You all very much.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.